Have you ever felt trapped by your own fears? The fear of failure, of not being good enough, of venturing into the unknown. Do these feelings ever hold you back, leaving you restless at night and doubtful of your own strength? How many times have you hesitated, letting your dreams slip through your fingers because fear whispered, "You can't do it"? We all carry invisible burdens, some louder, some quieter. But what if I told you that fear isn't your enemy? What if the very thing you dread the most is the key to unlocking your inner strength and living a life of freedom and peace? Imagine a life where fear doesn't paralyze you, but instead empowers you to rise stronger, more determined, and unstoppable. In today's video, you'll hear a transformative story about Emily, a woman who faced her deepest fears and found her way to clarity and courage. Through her journey, guided by the wisdom of a Zen master, you'll discover simple yet profound lessons that can help you conquer your fears and find your inner peace. Are you ready to take that first step? Let's begin this powerful journey together. Part 1: Introduction and the Fearful Traveler. Fear is a universal human experience. It can manifest in many forms: fear of failure, fear of loneliness, fear of the unknown, or even fear of oneself. No matter who we are, where we are, or what circumstances we face, we have all felt the chilling grip of fear creeping into our minds, making our hearts race and our thoughts chaotic. But is fear an unbeatable enemy, or is it merely a gateway to growth and inner peace? This story follows the journey of Emily Carter, a 35-year-old American woman working in marketing in the bustling city of New York. Emily is a successful professional, admired by her colleagues and friends for her intelligence and decisiveness. But behind that confident exterior lies a deep-seated fear she has never shared with anyone: the fear of failure, and the fear that she will never be good enough. One day, after learning that her biggest project had been cancelled, Emily decided to leave the city in search of peace. She drove to a vast forest in upstate New York, hoping to find answers to the fears weighing heavily on her heart. Little did she know, this journey would change her life forever. The Fearful Traveler. The forest Emily entered was unlike any place she had ever seen. The towering trees intertwined to form a dense canopy, blocking out the sunlight. The cold, damp air made her feel as though she had stepped into another world. The sound of the wind whistling through the branches sounded like the whispers of invisible ghosts, making her heart race. Emily walked with heavy steps, each step dragging along the weight of her fears. She recalled the criticisms from her boss, the disappointed looks from her colleagues, and the small voice in her head constantly reminding her, "You're not good enough. You're going to fail." That fear was like an invisible rope, tightening around her heart, making her feel suffocated. As night fell, darkness enveloped the forest. Emily felt as though she had wandered into a labyrinth with no exit. Every small sound, from the rustling of leaves to the snapping of branches, made her jump. She tried to take deep breaths to calm herself, but the fear continued to grow within her. "Why did I come here?" Emily wondered. "What am I doing? I can't do this." She felt weak and helpless. But just as she was about to turn back, a small light appeared in the distance, flickering through the trees. It was like a tiny glimmer of hope amidst the overwhelming darkness. Emily decided to walk toward the light. She didn't know what awaited her, but she knew she couldn't stop. She had to keep moving, even as fear clung to her every breath. Part 2: The Encounter with the Master and the Lesson of Letting Go. The Encounter with the Master. As Emily approached the light, she realized it was a small oil lamp hanging in front of a wooden cabin. The cabin stood in a clearing surrounded by towering ancient trees. The air here was strangely still, as if time had stopped. Emily paused, hesitating. She didn't know who lived in this cabin, but she felt an inexplicable pull. She knocked gently on the wooden door, and immediately, a warm voice called out from inside. "The door is open. Come in." She pushed the door open and stepped inside. The cabin was small but cozy, with soft light from the oil lamp illuminating the room. In the center of the room, an elderly man sat on a cushion, holding an old book. He wore simple clothes, and his eyes radiated a deep sense of calm. "Welcome," he said with a gentle smile. "I am Samuel, a forest dweller seeking peace. What are you searching for?" Emily felt an odd sense of relief at Samuel's voice. She sat down across from him and began to share her journey, her work, her fear of failure, and the overwhelming sense of being stuck. Samuel listened intently, without interrupting. When Emily finished, he softly said, "You've been carrying a heavy burden. But do you know that your fear is not an enemy, but a teacher?" Emily looked at Samuel, her eyes wide with surprise. "A teacher? But it makes me feel weak and helpless." Samuel smiled. "Fear is merely a mirror reflecting what you don't know or haven't accepted. When you face it, you'll discover your true strength." The lesson of letting go. Samuel stood up and invited Emily to take a walk outside. The night sky was filled with stars, and the crisp air made Emily feel rejuvenated. "Look up at the sky," Samuel said. "Those stars have existed for millions of years, and they continue to shine no matter what happens. Humans are the same. We have an infinite inner strength, but sometimes we forget it because we're too busy with our fears and worries." Emily gazed at the sky, feeling a strange connection between herself and the vast universe. She asked, "But how can I let go of my fear? It always seems to cling to me." Samuel gently replied, "Letting go doesn't mean eliminating fear. Letting go means accepting its existence and not letting it control you. Try this simple exercise. Take a deep breath and imagine your fear as a dark cloud. You don't need to chase it away, just let it pass." Emily followed Samuel's instructions. She closed her eyes, took a deep breath, and imagined her fear as a dark cloud. She felt it gradually dissipate, replaced by a sense of lightness and peace. Part 3. Overcoming Fear and Finding Peace. Overcoming fear. After her evening conversation with Samuel, Emily felt as though a new energy had flowed into her mind and heart. She spent the night in the small cabin, listening to the wise teacher's stories and advice. Samuel not only taught her how to let go of fear but also helped her realize that true strength lies in facing the unknown rather than running from it. The next morning, as dawn broke through the trees, Emily woke up with a sense of lightness she hadn't felt in years. She stepped out of the cabin and saw Samuel meditating under a large tree. He smiled as she approached. "Are you ready to continue your journey?" Samuel asked. Emily nodded. "Thank you for everything you've taught me. I feel like I've changed." Samuel looked at her with kind eyes. "You've always been strong, you just didn't realize it. Remember, fear is not the enemy. It's a part of life, and it teaches us how to grow. When you face it, you'll discover that you can overcome anything." Emily felt a deep sense of gratitude welling up inside her. She hugged Samuel and promised to carry his lessons with her for the rest of her life. The journey back. As Emily left the forest, she felt as though she had stepped into a new world. The trees, the birdsong, and even the sunlight seemed more vibrant. She drove back to the city with a clear mind and a light heart. When she returned to work, Emily no longer felt paralyzed by the fear of failure. Instead, she focused on doing her best and accepted that not everything could be controlled. She began sharing her lessons with her colleagues, encouraging them to face their own fears. One day, Emily was assigned a new project. Instead of feeling anxious and fearful as she once had, she felt excited and confident. She knew that no matter the outcome, she had learned to face challenges and find peace within herself. Conclusion: a powerful message. Emily's journey was not just a story about overcoming fear but also a lesson in inner strength and courage. She learned that fear is not something to be avoided but an opportunity to grow and discover oneself. Emily's story reminds us that in life, everyone will face fears. But instead of letting them control us, we can learn to face and overcome them. When we do, we will find inner peace and the strength to move forward. As we come to the end of Emily's inspiring journey, let's take a moment to reflect on the profound lessons we've learned today. First, fear is not your enemy, it's a teacher. It reflects the parts of ourselves we've yet to understand or accept. By facing your fears rather than running from them, you can uncover strength you never knew existed. Second, letting go doesn't mean eliminating fear. It means accepting its presence without letting it control you. Finally, Peace is not found by avoiding challenges but by embracing them with courage and clarity. These lessons remind us that the path to inner strength and true transformation is not an easy one, but it is possible for anyone willing to take the first step. The journey begins with a choice to face your fears, to let go of the doubts, and to trust in your ability to overcome whatever life throws your way. I encourage you to take these lessons to heart. Apply them in your own life, starting today. Begin by observing your fears without judgment, taking small steps toward what you've been avoiding, and reminding yourself that you are stronger than you think. With persistence, you'll find the peace and resilience you're searching for. Thank you for watching this video and being part of our community here at Wisdom Life. Your time and support mean the world to us. If you found value in this story and the lessons it holds, please give this video a thumbs up, share it with friends or family who might need this message, and subscribe to Wisdom Life for more inspiring content that helps you grow and thrive. Together, let's continue to build a community of positivity, courage, and wisdom. Remember, every step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to the life you deserve. Until next time, stay strong, stay fearless, and may your journey to inner peace be one of growth and transformation. Thank you, and see you in the next video.